everyone, Dogman Dan here. We are talking Dark Split Sword real quickly through here, just a little bit in the background before I show you where it's set up. So your options here to choose either as a heavy blade, which is what comes standard with this thing if you don't use a stance mod, or as a dual sword. You can't split between both mid-mission. Really wish you could. Makes most sense since it's a double type weapon. Anyway, moving on. So I chose to go heavy melee. I'm going to go ahead and show you my setup on it. I did a couple things different than I normally would. As you'll see here in this video, my stacking of my multiplier gets up there really quick, really fast. We are using body count for this, and I'll show you in a second. It's a simple build, simple, easy setup. Works well for me based off of how I play. I mean, that's really it. There isn't much to it. You can enjoy it. You can not enjoy it. I'm not saying it's a bad weapon. I'm just saying that the mechanics that were designed behind this should have been thought of a little bit better, but overall it's a nice elemental solid weapon to play with, if you will. Anyway, let's go ahead and take a look here at what I've got set up. Okay, so let's take a look at where we go with this Dark Split Sword. Again, this is as a heavy melee setup only. Since you can't split between both of them in mid-match, it doesn't really do much for me to go ahead and make two separate setups at this point. So I thought about what I really wanted to do, and obviously I've got no life strike in here, so your survivability is going to be put on something else. So say a Warframe, or some other thing, like your Sentinel re-healing you, that type of stuff. So you're going to have to think about that in terms of survivability with this. But I go Tempo Royale on the stance, as you can see. It's got decent enough setup, so Radiation and Corrosive are my favorite two in here for this particular thing. Attack speed's at a 1.10. Obviously, you can make it faster if you wanted to. You can switch that to even Viral if you want, but since I run Radiation Viral already on my Helios, Radiation Corrosive, this works out really well. In this case, I'm going to actually utilize Body Count at a maximum duration of 12 seconds. With Weeping Wounds, 45% status chance stacking with the combo multiplier. So we've already got a 44% status chance with just two mods on here. And we add this status stacker. It stacks really well. It's really easy to work with. And it does its job. And it does its job really well. So I'm just going to keep it like that. Could keep Shocking Touch in here to add a little more extra damage. I am going with Spoiled Strike, 100% damage increase on top of the 120% melee damage from Pressure Point. That's how I get these numbers here. And Fury to offset that Spoiled Strike. But otherwise, I'm keeping it nice and sweet and simple. It works. It's fun. Like I said, though, I'm still disappointed that you can't split mid-mission type of thing. Otherwise, I'd make two builds. I'd love to see that kind of thing innovated and brought in instead of just bringing in a double type of weapon that you can only use one way at a time. But this is where I'm set up with it, and I'm very happy with it, taking it already on tier 4s. Again, survivability is going to be based off of something else that you're using at the time, probably a Warframe, to help you survive unless you swap something around in here, which you are perfectly fine to go ahead and do if you choose to. Until next time, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you soon.